Hello everyone. Today, we're going over the decks I played in the league yesterday, and also going over from the new set from Legacy perspective, which isn't a lot, but there are some cards that might be useful in the Legacy. So last night, I played the Lag Delver deck that won the Legacy PTQ recently. Um, this is one of the unlike my last actually Delver deck. Um, this version is more the traditional Timur Delver deck with green creature in it. Um, this deck was pirated by the one MTGO grinders, who also won a Legacy GP before. So the yeah, no basic runs, just 19 runs with three volcanic runs, three tropical runs, very stocked. Like four brainstorm, just pop on the like four preordain, or full place it to the cantrips in order to leveraging the maximum advantage with dirt for the arcanist. Six bounce spells, very stock. And counters two force negations, like will, days, and the two oko, which is a usually the derivative plays three okos, but I think he trimmed into like two okos, and instead of playing three hooded mandrills. Now, some people asked me, why not Tarmogoyfs? Well, Tarmogoyfs recently, there's so many removals. It's basically really fragile against any kind of removals in the format. Including stuff like Abrupt Decay and Ice Tongue Quarter can just easily block and 1-for-1 trade. Also, it's 2 mana. It can be while it's good against Miramax, or the matchup playing Lightning Bolt as a primary source of removal spells. But in against the combo matchup, 2 mana drop was like no absolutely no advantages. Like unlike the Dreadful Arcanist or stuff like Young Fire Monster, it's actually quite underwhelming recently. Again, it's no bad card. If you want to still play it, it's absolutely it's fine. But I think I like putting Mantras better as a green creatures in this deck right now. This deck plays so many cantrips, so this creature allows us to play more the two spells in town because of the delve. With delve cost, it's 1 mana for 4 trample. It's quite good in the spec. And this because it's 6 mana, it can't get abrupt decay. It has trample, which can be sometimes irrelevant. Even Ice Fang can't just play. Just you could deal 3 damage in trample. It can be relevant in this deck sometimes. The 4-4 is quite of the the body just can't be lightning bolted by one shot. So overall, this creature is very solid. Um, the the thing that you may have to be careful, which you might see, you probably see in in our my review, is you're gonna have to be really careful how you sequence because these two are sort of the of this synergy because this total Arcanist flashbacks the cantrips and cantrips are removal spells in the graveyard, so sometimes you don't have enough cards to delve in the graveyard. So you have to be really careful how you sequence, and so basically you need a little more careful game plan in terms leveraging into the those two creatures. Two Okos, yeah, but it's again, I mean it's 3 mana drop. It's good card, but against the combo it can be little slow. Even Miramax after sideboard or against other blue decks playing Pyroblast, it gets easily Pyroblasted. So I could see that again. This creature It's also weaker to remove our spells like Soul's Approaches against a Snowco. Well, for the Snowco, we have actually like um the first two creatures like Delva and Director of Arcans that they need to Soul's Approaches. So they have only so many Soul's Approaches. So that's another thing to like give more threats. The sideboard is very straightforward. First sounds very interesting one, but it's solid counter against the combo decks, against control decks. I would not sideboard this one against mirror match though. Mirror match usually you don't want to play like too many counter spells. You just want to play more and creatures and the threats. Submerges again against the mirror match against the um, dark depths against elves. Um, yeah, against mirror match. This is this is answer to the all green creatures they play or basic creatures. Um, and sweeper against elves, distant taxes. Um, Pyroblast effects against blue deck. Um, Upgrade Ancient Grudge against Artifact Hates. Sylvan Libraries against Control. These are against Control. Graveyard Hate, Relic Opportunities. Um, it's not surgical because against the decks playing Uro, you wanna have constant just graveyard green. It's just like it removes a card from graveyard every single turn. So and when you really want to just exile the graveyard, you can just like just then you can draw extra card. Um, and also like against the decks like a Hogak, I think you wanna have a more graveyard hate like a radical progenitus better than like surgical extraction because there are too many targets for the surgical extraction that you want to. So again, surgical is fine. It's good with the ritual arcanist, but I think I like this card. Yeah. Upgrade. Um, I could. Um, this is very versatile card. But in my personal preference, it could have been just a second ancient grudge, just just better advantage. Yeah. So that was a better project that I'm about to going over. Now there's a um some new cards that I want to talk about. Um, especially like these two cards. Oops. These two cards. This is the something that some people talking about. The one potential one mana kind of removal spell. Obviously, like because it deals damage to you equal to the power. You can't use this card against really big creatures, like especially like 2020. If I read it correctly, yeah. No, then, but it's still a blue. It's just a blue like a removal spell. That functions as a blue removal spell, and also it's blue card. You can use as a force of will, force of negation cost. So I'm not sure if it's gonna replace the chain lightning or any other removal spells, but it can come up as a like um the in the flex spot that we have. Um, Again, it's a blue card. It's a one mana. It's definitely has some potential to be seen played. Not sure about rag Delva or blue red Delva, especially just like recently I've seen mono blue Delva. Mono blue Delva could play this card, I guess. Again, this is sorry to functional like removal spell. It can also um sure, it can be played in like even sideboard of the combo deck as a removal spell too. But again, it's it's definitely like I will always look at the good one mana spells. Um, if it's one mana, it has solid ability effects. I always taking look carefully in for the eternal playability. Another one is not sure if many people talked about this card so much. This is a very interesting card. I think it can be potentially playable in potentially like snow deck. Um, and you could play in multiple because apparently in the double spell card, um, the legendary rules don't apply to as long as you play in each in the different named card. Like for instance, the John God of the Winter and the Cardring. You could play these two in the same time in the same board. That's from my understanding. Because those two are different cards technically. Um, the one thing I really like about this card is you can divide the cards like Iceman Codor or Arkham Asteroid and get the more advantage. And it's because it's legendary card, I think it's like even if it gets becomes 3/3 and with Oko, you can bounce with Caracas and replay. Um, but it's another. I think it's another solid card, and again, it's just gives you some card advantage. I'm not sure if it's gonna be a theme play over some of the cards that we've already been playing, but this is definitely something to take a look. This has definitely the potential. This is unfortunately I could only find one because it's quite new card in the Magic Online, so I don't think we could test out today. But if you have a chance, I would strongly recommend doing it. And then particular snow control this you have this list is very solid. Snow control it's like one of the traditional like miracle deck. You could add in this one probably Caracas and add a couple of them to start with. Again, Divine on Ice One Quarter, Astrolabe. Okay. Um, Now let's go replay. Um, I think this one. I think this 5 year. Yeah, I did a 5 with the Delver deck that I introduced on last night. Um, well, some of my plays are questionable, but we could look as something that is would not to do. This is solid hand I kept. It Round riddle kind of right, but we still have the cantrip days. This is solid hand. We just need the red mana. So that's what I looked to and found the red mana naturally. I see the red and then it's like Blood Moon, so I assume this is a mono red prison deck. Um, Now they play Blood Moon, and we have days, but we cannot be careful because they could have a Shaman Spirit Guide to just pay the mana for the days. So what I did first was look for the brainstorm, look for the Force of Will, but we could not find Force of Will. So we just stayed it. Hopefully they didn't have a Shaman Spirit Guide, but they didn't. I could have started from Delver, but I also needed to have a another counter spell, so I opted the preordain, and we found the possible for the second attempt, and they had a second attempt and the first. I chose to do instead of playing food thing, I chose to do the more play country first, brainstorm. To actually try to find the more counters and also potentially, but I couldn't find it, so I just like put it in Mongoose just to pick threats. And I saw that it was they were playing the Monolith Prison, but it was also a painter. So now Lightning Bolt is for a solid card and get rid of the painter and just play Ponda. Now this is we're kind of running out of the steam, so we just like have to play threat threshold to just make sure, and that's the base. Again, they didn't have Shaman Spirit Guide, so and I didn't play Deribot because I wanted to use for cost as possible. And threshold and just brainstorm, find more stuff, stretch and just threshold. Yeah, that's needed to be for some negation. And they scooped. It's kind of a premature scoop from me, but like I guess they didn't have any more threat, and we will probably establish the more of the card advantage with flashing back Honda and stuff. So, but overall, yeah, at first actually we thought like I was mono red prison, but in the end that was a painter. So good thing we saw the entire of the deck just in the game one, so we could sideboard appropriately on the game two. Okay, this is solid hand. We don't have a cantrip, but we have a Derba on the force over for the with the blue card, remove our spell. Yeah, this is a solid hand. Definitely a good start. And just they only have mountain start, slow start, and the third fold. We don't have cantrip, but it's still okay. Yeah, they had a really slow start in this game. I still opted to play Dirt for the Arcanist, which they lightning bolted. We didn't have cantrip spell, so I could play Derba and play Fetchan and pass the turn with a Force of Will and Days still. But in this particular line, if you found a brainstorm on Ponda like preordained, you could immediately get the advantage if Dirt Fold survived. And like you still have Days if they tap out for Blood Moon like last game, or just we still have both over. So this is kind of safer play. Yeah, and that's what we did. Days. Drew another Dirt Fold. Just Dirt Fold and say go. I resolved the grindstone because I figured I could have just lightning bolt the painter. I could have countered it too. Not sure. Like, and Derva didn't flip for a while actually, and I did not have any cantrips either. So I played Derva. Yeah, I had to force this one, but now we were sort of riskier position because Derba didn't flip. We did not find any cantrips. So this game was kind of like they could have just made the comeback if they had a solid draw, but they didn't have they had a weaker draw. So now find the fetch land, so we could use it comes up a lot in the Derba. Just if you have two Derbas, a rook, then if you don't see any spells, you can fetch and shuffle. And we found the spell this time. At least they answered one of them, and they had two of them. They killed two of them, but I'm still drawing this brainstorm, then cast brainstorm and found Oko, great, and then just cast the brainstorm again. And play Oko and become 3-3. I didn't cast Honda because I wanted to have Lightning Bolt mana on top. Just Lightning Bolt it. So yeah, here's what they would have done. Just if I didn't Lightning Bolt it, they would just like attack and Lightning Bolt it. But instead, I had a removal spell, so now they just Lightning Bolt my dirt for Arcans. But that's fine. They had 0 hand, and we still have Oko. So and we drew another Oko. And it's just cantrips and then another cantrips and Delver and set it up the brainstorm on the top. That's fine. We're already in the established position. Brainstorm Brainstorm is still good with even with 3 mana. And we have Pulse of Negation in case they play anything. But it's didn't really matter. But when the Delver didn't flip for a couple of times, it was little kind of sweaty, but in the end of the day, we got it. I think they had a slow start, and they kept slow hand, and that's probably the reason why we were able to get there. And overall, just they didn't have also Shimon Spirit guys to like play around the base too. So we got really lucky in this matchup. But overall, it's a solid game that we had. Okay, round two. It was a snow deck. Yeah, also will flip. Like, yeah, against the snow, we just have to play just threat and pretending like they will not draw sweeper. Can't really afford for playing around the sweeper, especially in the game one, because they have many spot removals too. So we just play on threat as many threats as possible. At least that's my play style of it. Then Force of Will, then they fought over this one on with Force of Will and the Force of Negation. Even it shows their weakness. That usually just they didn't have a removal spells. So and they only have one card too, so it's pretty good. And they do like putting mandrills, which is good sign, good news because they do not have a removal, but they do awful. But that's fine because we could just attack and kill it. But Oko was still a good fog and prevents 3 damage because we could have just dealt them 6 damage. We missed 6 damage because we had to deal with Oko. But if we left Oko alone, then they would start able to just make 3-3 or they would start actually gain life or just to make it would have been really but I took the kind of safe play, but then they had another Oko. So things got a little tricky. We could have easily lost this game. This time, I just chose to attack Oko because I felt like we could not afford for getting in the wrong game. This attack may be questionable, but I really wanted to get rid of the just those 3-3s, just because otherwise actually they could just make my putting boundaries 3-3 next turn or like insect operation. So this is a time. Then this is a sort of the time. Just like we have to. I'm not sure. Like that's the kind of player like I wasn't really 100% sure about. That's the play that I made. Got another Delver. Um, and they stole our Delver. Now, it was a kind of like the deciding point whether my Delver will flip or not, or draw lightning bolt. Yeah, counter chase. Yep. Now, yep, we getting lucky, and looks like we did. Yep. Like, this game, as you all could see, we actually got really lucky. I could have easily just lost by not flipping their bar, not drawing anything. But they had two Oko, which is really good for them. But overall, the reason why we were able to win is they didn't have many removal spells. They didn't draw many removal spells, and their line or their like hand just line up for our hand. But we also got rid of Blood too, and we didn't have a. Just, so but overall, just we that was really lucky game, and game two didn't go so well. So instead of solid hand, a brainstorm. Silver library is pretty good against control. Chose by Dreadful Arcans. I could have played Silver library because they're less likely to be have answer to Silver library. Besides countering. And Dreadful could just like easily get like I basically just I think that might be my mistake because I let them use their mana more efficiently too. Against control, you can usually pay life, aggressively pay life to just get more card advantage. You just Froster Storm. It's good in the counter war, and Stoko to make them a 3-3, but they have Soul's Approacher. They got stuck with, yeah, that Capital Flower was really bad. Otherwise, they would have stuck with 3 mana. Capital Flower is so good against Delver. It denies our soft counter, and it gives them more options to be able to play double triple spells in that turn. The reason, like, the way for us to attack against this type of the deck, they even have Hydro Blast. Was um, their deck has more powerful spells, but their actions are little like slower. So they could generally spell only like one spell per turn, while we could play double spells. That's usually that something how we take. But if this, yeah, that was a yeah that was very. We could have a force of negation, which probably like what we should have done. Yeah, I think I would have. I should have just force of negation that instead of source brochure. I think that was my our clear mistake I made, but I've learned from that. It was just like me thinking about just Snapcaster Hydroblast. So I wasn't really particularly thinking about I probably should have just try to resolve the crosses. So yes, that's yeah, and then data on terminus. So yeah, they answer all my threats basically. Um, Sylvan library is still we are in this game because of Sylvan library. So that's how good this enchantment is. Especially against the Bantu version. That version doesn't run abrupt decay. Doesn't run blood because they have only so many answers. Teferi is probably the answer, but it's not a real answer. Yeah, we didn't. The issue is we already used so many good cards, so our draw will be. I figured our draw would have been a little kind of weaker after all. Yeah, I think how the game went. That was definitely a mistake that I did not like. Actually, never mind that what I said like overall. We could not force negation because that wasn't our turn. Sorry, my bad. Forget about what I said, what I talked about in the last few minutes. I'm really sorry. I wasn't really thinking. Yeah, that's I I don't know why I was saying that. So never mind. I may have to cut that and where I'm making the video. And actually, more of the thing I see was the Blood Moon. Um, they now run Blood Moon. That's actually how interesting this type of the multicolor control deck is. Because the like three color, four color control they used to be. They then in the good old days, in the pre modern Horizon era. Blood Moon back to basics type of the cards used to be really just critical cards like for them to lose because all they have is like non basic. Now like look at them like they play basic runs more like and we're playing non basics, so they're the ones trying to punish us playing non basics. They're playing four color decks and they can they can still get around the opposing Blood Moon that they can play their own Blood Moon to actually win. This is how like broken the like Arkham Dust story is. Sometimes some reason I think the Modern Horizon is not really Modern Horizon, it's more like the Legacy Horizon. There's so many good cards for Legacy in that set, which is really funny because the Modern Horizon had Lens 6. Lens 6 got banned and like Legacy because it was so strong in interact recurring the Wasteland. In the Modern, Lens 6 is a pretty solid card. It's pretty strong card, but it's not too unfair card. But in the Legacy, it was too broken because of Wasteland. So it's really funny how Modern Horizon um, reflect into actually like Legacy. But anyways, that much, yeah. But again, I'm sorry for the force of negation part. I was not really thinking. Sometimes I just don't know what the cards and the format are. Too many cards, too many things to talk. But anyways, move on. We kept this hand. This is again, it's not the strongest hand, but like we have cantrips, dirt hold. Um, Days is not so good against this matchup, but yeah. Oh, I forget how showing how we sideboard again. I trimmed on Days because they have a carpet of flowers. Um, they also like and I can't do some wastelands because they only play basic runs. Or they only have few dual runs they play. Because the wasteland is not so functional as a mana denier. Days is not really the best card against the Snowfall either. And the game usually gets longer, so I don't like losing cards. Like I don't want to 2 for 1 to myself, so I cut some of the force of will. and I cut some the lightning bolt effects, and I bought in like basically these three lightning bolt effects, chain lightning effects, became replaced with the pyroblast effects that we bought in, and we bought it in plus the storm, we bought it in crosses, and we bought it in red echo progenitors. Again, like a graveyard hate against the Uro, against the Mystic Sanctuary effect, and crosses as a like a different win condition, different type of the win condition that not creature. I trimmed the hooded mandrills. I'm not sure if it's correct to move, but it's so weak against any sort of the removals they play. But I could have actually cut another Westland or days for the another I couldn't mandrill because we need to have some threats. So, anyways, I would not daze this one unless they triple Marigan or something or Mr. Androp. We just need to play more threats than them, their answers. This is our goal in this matchup. Yep, this is a really good card. And we have also good now. Preordain, and there we go. And they do Terminus. I could have posted, but I resolved this one this time because we have two Okos for the potential like as I said, and we also have hidden mandrills. So, while I would have been really nice just keeping these two, but I don't really I'm not sure like if it was finding these two counter spells, and also we are drawing crosses too, which is the one card that I really want to resolve. Then like keeping those creatures. But I play Oko first because we had actually one more than one, and I just wanted to test the water. Unfortunately, I had to counter this one. I had to use counter spell for this one because Carpet Flower just give them so much action, but they had a Faster Storm. This is the worst. I thought I lost, but I definitely thought I lost this one, but they did not find nothing. Now, yeah, I pondered. I played the process because the only thing that they could have the answer to this one is a force of will because they didn't have blue mana untapped, so they could not hydroblast this one this time. So this time I just crossed this. Last time I didn't do it because I didn't want to get the hydroblasted. One upside of this card is we can now ignore the Iceman Corridor. Iceman Corridor is so good against our creature plan, but this one just ignores it. It's fine. As long as it doesn't beat us the damage race with those drain too. They have to deal us like at least like 4 damage to just like win this damage race. That's fine. I mean, if they're escaping it, well, just pyroblast, and they did, and pyroblast it. Luckily, they did not have possible to just so we can just exile them. That's fine. Again, we're able to ignore the ice fang and exile the Uro. Then putting mandrills, but these things are actually blocking it. So yeah, ice fang is really good against our creature front, but just cross just allows us to ignore it. I'm not really sure if I wanted to use those on hooding mandrills, but they also had to attack me to just I guess keep the damage list going on. Fine, because 2 damage we can break even. What I would worry about is if they play Oko, then they can just beat us. So I would be really watch out them playing Oko. But everything else, Oko or Uro, but everything else, it's completely fine. As much as I wanted Red Brass, that Brainstorm, I saved the Red Elemental Brass for the potential like threat. Again, my like our threat at this point is only like Uro or Oko. That's the only threat for us. If they have 5 damage to us, that's essentially just only 3 damage to us. 3 damage versus 2 damage to them and gain us gain yeah. 5 damage versus like our like 2 damage to them and gain 2 life. It's still okay, right? Especially our life total is still high enough. Our life total is high enough to be able to win this race. And we have lightning bolt too. Now like I brainstorm and they forced because our brainstorm could have found the very solid stuff and also shuffle away the library. So that would have been dangerous for them. They had carpet pro, but they did not find anything. They did not find Teferi. Yeah, another threat is Teferi too, because they can bounce this one. That's another thing that I was thinking about. But this game showcases that how good the cross is against the control deck is. Now they even had to source the cross that they are like to in the end of the game they actually had to source the cross that their own threat the creature to survive. Because they did not define the they did not play anything for like few turns they cast Conda. I actually decided to let Elemental Blast it because I don't want them to just find anything relevant. Also, things I would be careful when you target their spells. If they play Snapcast damage, you don't want to target the instant spell that they could cast because they can Snapcast damage, flashback to just break these 2 damage. That can be relevant. So if it comes down to like this, like if they have fetch land, I would be also careful because they could crack the fetch and the Mystic Sanctuary to break that too. So sometimes it's better to target your own graveyard cards um, if if you had a choice. Not that this, yeah, they have to use souls on their own, so they can survive, but it didn't really matter. But not this matchup, but the other match, other against other matchup, I actually messed that up, and I didn't let that happen. Just so you all see that eventually. But this game we won solely because of this card. So this is a really key card against them. So there's only so many answers to this card. Um, yeah, but it's overall just this game shows actually how strong this card is. Again, it's just a solid card against control. Another round right hand. But again, you have a preordained, turret pod, removal spell on days, so I figured it's worth the risk. Looks like I was playing against like snow controller. I tasted this time because Arkham the Asteroid. Um, it's sometimes it's actually like a good to aggressively counter the Arkham the Asteroid, especially when they show the weakness. It wasn't particularly the weakness, but since we were able to use days, I just like took the opportunity just days because otherwise I would not able to like find any opportunity to just make the days as a really good counter spell. Um, and quite often times snow codex are relying on to Arkham Astrowave's mana filter. So it's actually like good to counter Astrowave to just restrict their prey. They play Snowco, but they also play Wasteland, which kind of punished us to playing Volcanic Island instead. If I knew they were playing Wasteland, I might have played just different run, but I don't know. It was really kind of strange to me, just them playing Wasteland. Not so much I can do about this one. They play multiple Wasteland, but we found the mana source. Also, they did not have a snow parliament in the snow parliament to make this step. So yeah, just keep playing the. It was fine. I killed two creatures and reached into them. I put them into like dead by lightning bolt. Uro and they're still dead. Especially we got counter spell. Things line up really well for us. This could have been really like worse for us. I think in the end actually they didn't have anything, but again it was another close game. Some of the play like I made was definitely questionable. I think I think it's just the lightning bolting them. I think it's fine. We need to play them out, but just targeting this Raven anything. Them playing Wasteland, them playing double Wasteland is definitely I didn't expect. That's something I didn't expect. Like they usually don't play Wasteland, but um, they did. But like, countering Arkham Mastery was definitely like it did something. Whenever a controller plays a force of will against me casting Dirt for Darkness, it actually feels actually really good because that means they don't have a remover enough removal spells. and they use two cards. It's basically him and Torok. This is one of the few times that Wasteland was actually good against them because their mana base is weak. They kept really kind of weak on mana base this time. Them also playing Yurion on the 60 the 80 cards made them little more inconsistent than the other snow codec, I think. That's another reason why they randomly drew characters that they run for their like Yurion and also for their you know because they have a more cards in the deck, they have to add some runs or something, and they just they get basically balanced out. And overall, like that was like our like one-sided game, just wasting their like only white mana source. They also didn't have a threat for Arcane, so they had to use a like Force of Will, and it's like the overall just like we just we just ran away the game with it. There's a reason why I'm not really sure if I like Yurion controller version that much. I take more consistency than potential deck power because Snowcalls are especially like powerful enough. But anyways, this is a match, but yeah. Again, land ride, but have a cantrip spells like two the one ponder, one preordain, blue card also will remove our spells. We need to have a red mana source, but with these two cards, we should be able to find it. So you're gonna have a lot of hands like that many times. And yeah, the wasteland can be scary. Mana screw can be scary, but like gonna have to keep this type of hand open. It's just Honda and preordain should be able to find you enough. We could have forced it, but because we are two lightning bolts and we are basically just committed to trying to find the red mana source in order to be in this game. I just let this resolve. And we found the fetch land. This one because they tapped out for it, and the second one we just stayed there. And next time we're playing Misty into Volcanic and just lightning bolt them. So we are now actually made it. Sorry. Fishing needle wasteland. And we of course we drew wasteland. Android code. We forced the removal spells, the spectral conversion, which is a like solid answer to Android code darkness. We forced it because having this on the board, we can easily just make up the card disadvantage that we use for force, except we still have a Android for darkness. So yeah, and it's pretty solid. Now, it was a kind of we used the Fonda and I was hoping we would find more things, but we bricked a couple of the Fonda. So I could have cast the Manders, then I had to use the Preordain. I'm not gonna able to use Preordain and the Brightening Bolt in the graveyard, so I passed the turn. I'm not really sure. It's another thing, like a reason why we're gonna have to be really careful how we sequence in order to make the Hooding Manders even though leveraging these two cards in a like more efficient way. Because definitely I lost the town. Luckily actually just we got this game. But I feel like I made it that was a little questionable play of my part. I'm not sure what my opponent was trying to do, but like they considered because they figured they don't have anything. Um, if they play anything, just like Cameron Souls, actually, just like said, like we could have easily lost. Um, so I'm not sure what the. I'm not sure what they're playing. Like, I saw actually they were playing a prime time Premier Titan deck, but I wasn't sure like what they were trying to do. But anyways, I assume that that's what their deck is. Their deck is a mono green crowd poster type of the deck with a prime Premier Titan and the Elvish Reclaimer. That's the deck that I expected. That so that's why I sideboarded accordingly. Like take out most of the days because they can play around it very easily, and cut the one hidden mandrill because against this type of deck can be slow. I could have just left it in. Oftentimes I boarded one out because I'm so used to playing the two of them, three of them. I feel it, it came to my hand really too much, but I could be wrong, and I added just um more of the disruptions. Like this matchup, there's not so much stuff we bought in because like Wasteland is so good. I would just bought it in like ancient cut for ancient grudge effects and submerge. But like I Marigan because my last hand was not good. This hand just can't keep it. They play both Asia. That's fine. Okay. We have submerge for this one. Hand lightning bolt too. I also destroyed the expedition map so they can search the crowd post or whatever the run they're trying to play. I submerged it and like I forced. How to find the like threat. Yeah, we just cycling around the Fonda aggressively and we finally found the Sylvan library. I'm fine with that. Like the piercing needle doesn't really kill us and the ancient grudge. Dorrit Old Arcanist we played. This one we played Order to Arcanist over Silver Library because I figured they don't play as many removals and we can start like flashing back in cantrip spells. But Silver Library could have just give us extra two cards. So I could have just played Silver Library fast because even they may not have an answer to many creatures. They probably did not have answers to Silver Library even more. Like they're more less likely to be able to answer Silver Library. So I think I should play Silver Library first and just then pay 8 life next turn to just get 2 cards. Then um, starting from there, and overall just they had some like their hand wasn't really strong, and our just drew line up very well. Multiple cantrip spells chain into just um advantage sources, while they just got stuck with only 2 runs. So again, this wasn't like really spectacular. It's just like showing how I would play properly. Something is more like them get stuck with just magic, but um yeah. Well, in the end of the day, against this type of deck, they're about solid matchup because Wasteland is just a really good card, and as long as they don't have Calvin Souls, their spells are really like slow, so you could just easily just counter it. I still take out the days against this type of deck because they play crowd post type of effects. Um, so and they're basically big mana, so they could oftentimes they could afford playing days, paying the additional mana for the days. I just still play 1 or 2 days even against this type of deck to just make them respect it. But overall, just I take them out, at least a couple of them. Okay, now on the final match that we played. It was an interesting game we had. Third hand, we keep it. We keep it. They started with a Mystic Sanctuary, so it definitely shows some weakness in the mana base. Yeah, this type of the start, it definitely shows the weakness. So I aggressively forced over the outcome dash trade because that would have been the only white mana source or whatever the mana source that they're looking for to filter it. So I'm not letting them doing it. So it may take couple of turns for them to find their white mana source to get rid of the dirt of Arcanist. In the meanwhile, I can get the card advantage, but catch up the possible that the cards that I lost. And Days is not so good against this type of deck, so me actually like exiting the Days for the possible is no problem. But more importantly, just now they don't have a ways to get the white mana source. Especially when they show weakness like that, I would actually just not hesitating using Force of Will. And a flashback on the and shuffle there because 2 rounds is not something we were looking for. And wasting the Mystic Sanctuary, like why not just take opportunity? They found, but overall they found the Tantra. So I wish I saved the wasteland for that one because I would rather destroy the Tantra. So it might be a little my pretty much just like a wasteland thing. This is like it might be my mistake number 1 I made this game. I should have just probably saved the wasteland, be patient, save the wasteland for Tundra. But I just wanted to kind of constrain their mana source. Tough to say, right? But we are all here to just get better. So I just want to make sure that like I'm doing it. This is another weird like sequence that I make. Like now I don't have anything in the graveyard, any even cantrip spells. I had one preordained to use, but because I cast the Zord pod, I had to use all the graveyard to cast the pudding mender. This line of the play, I wasn't sure because the egg got bounced anyways. It was definitely. I made a display. I could have normally I could have just preordained first and just attack and reuse the preordain. But because Teferi prevents because we could only play in sorcery speed. We were not able to cast the preordain. So just like that's why I just like decided to attack Teferi first. Just didn't really matter because I didn't wanna just the value. Then just play Oko and make the token. This time I forced it because I wanted to use the preordain in the graveyard. It's kind of like sad that we bricked. But now we can hard cast Force of Will. I did not expect that one. We did not expect the Spring Verdict. Expect the Terminus, but not Spring Verdict. But looks like they are playing older version of the sort of the Jeskai Miracle-ish type of thing. But that was definitely did not expect Spring Verdicts. But we still had Oko, so it's still fine. This is what I want to talk about. It can be a could have been a mistake. I forced the Crucible world, so they will not be able to get card advantage with Mystics Sanctuary. Well, I looked at the graveyard. Sanctuary could only return the Spring Verdict, but like we had Oko, so I don't really think it matters that much. But I probably could rather have also Wolves still in my hand against the another potential like threat. But I because we use post of will because they only have like one card in their hand. Now we're in a spot that we can't really actually just interact with anything they will play. Again, they only had one card. That's why I forced it because I figured this would be their last threat. But another thing I did not expect in 2021, I did not expect the entry to enter would be actually just like coming down, but that's what they did, and I totally respected that. For their perspective, they topped out for Angel, but if I had days, I could have easily dazed it. So again, for them, they have to play that out. So I don't think it's wrong, but I think it's a little aggressive. Um, but I think they have to play make 3 Angels to win this game. So and do the force of negation after that. They had to kill Oko. Yeah, they needed to have a 12 damage, so I understand they needed to make the again we drew days after that too. So this entire of the game was sort of like a it's kind of laughed at my like my an area like a also will play. So yeah, in the end of the day, we get punished. Just I get really punished just using forceful will against crucible world, which I can't really explain the reason particularly to why I did it. Which means it was a misplay. Usually, if I can't explain why I did it, that's another thing too. You can what we learned about this one is like when you can't explain the line of the play you make an objective way to other people, usually it's probably a misplay. Because you weren't really thinking. I wasn't really thinking about like when I cast possible. So this is a lesson learned. Like I should probably ask myself why I did it, why I'm doing it. In the end of the day, like really punished me. Entry was definitely something I didn't expect. Um, but again, any other threat could have actually just killed me easily too. So if I hadn't had a still postal will, potentially I could have fought against this the miracle entry. But again, they could have also just um, sanctuary into this one too. So it's hard to say, but in the end of the day, I could have just done slightly differently in this game. It's not even that only this one. It's probably like a few other lines too. Like I said, like Magic is a very complex game. Um, like you can make mistakes, and only thing what we can do is like just learning from your mistakes and like feedback into just like next matchup. It's basically like it's good to actually learn about it, but it's not good to dwell into it. So if you ever into like this sort of a situation, I would strongly just, like recommend just to take a look back what you did, but just don't get too tough on yourself. It's a complex game. We all can make mistakes. Yeah, I know it sounds like I'm trying to defend him, but like that's not really true. I don't claim myself as the best of the best player. It's just I'm actually just here learning the game with you all. So, anyways, the game too. I guess just the solid counters again. Town one Delver and town to Silver Library potentially, and also fooding mandrills. Um, Overall, it's solid. I started with Delver this one. You could start with preordained Cantoric, but I figured that starting from the threat was a good start. This time I just from the Silver Library because they could have forced a will, but they had to force it. And I highly doubt they would have a answer to Silver Library in the town too. They wastelanded us though. So now I understand. Now I understand actually just it's really kind of like a it's it's like second time I ran into control decks playing Wasteland, but I actually I expected Wasteland more from them than other matchup because they play Crucible World. Them playing Crucible World means they could be playing couple Wasteland um for the barrier. Overall, it's actually really good. It's solid strategy, anyways. But wasting in front of the Seven Library is not the best game plan. Because for as a control deck, I would like to develop the like mana and developing the game. And the Delva deck doesn't really need that many runs. Silver Library would easily find us the extra run. Um, so that waste run didn't give them as much value as they wanted. And now I found my own wasteland, wasting their Tantra. Now they're behind with the mana, even just like worse. So because they wasted us, they're actually behind with the mana. Because they need about at least probably 3 mana to start doing some actions. But their mana is actually really weak in this game. Again, I voted out some wasteland because last game I just figured they just had a weak actually like mana base that they had. I had they played Astrolabe and the snow covered land, so wasteland isn't really good. But I didn't expect that the game would be like this. But sometimes they could have this type of hand, and the wasteland can be really good. But generally, wasteland is not really good against the decks playing outcomes Astrolabe. So I would always vote out at least actually 2 of them. And yeah, I let Brass with the Teferi. Very solid one. No, yeah, my life total is low because we pay aggressively like life total for the card advantage. Days is actually good in this situation. I played Oko fast because they didn't have the mana on top. That's what days is for. Yeah. This is a this is one of the those cards. The Commander 219 edition card. Some control decks play it. It's reanimates basically their planeswalker or land any sort of thing. This is a solid card. I like type of the cards like this, but again, if they didn't have a they didn't have the mana to develop much, so it wasn't enough for me today. And now we have just Croc. And we just keep Pyroblast for just in case they have anything. And now we have Lightning Bolt. So very sorry. Yeah, and Lightning Bolt them. Because Force of Will, they still have to pay one life. So yep. This game went to sorry. It might be because they wasted our like wasted on us, but they ended up actually having a little like behind in the mana. So it's the reason why I don't like waste landing the Delva deck, especially when they have Silver Library or when they have a threat already. So Wasteland is good against us. It can definitely punish us, but especially when we on the prey and if you're on the if you're on the control deck, need more mana. I wouldn't usually like. I don't like wastelanding the the opposing Delver. Even in the Delver mirror match, sometimes the wastelanding their land puts you in the behind the mana because like our threat is like a third hold and the Oko is the main threat. So we have 2 mana, 3 mana we need. So um, we need to develop our mana as much as they do too. So that's another reason why I don't like aggressively using Wasteland these days. Because we just like simply we need to like more mana than it used to be. Okay, yeah, this is good card to keep. Starting from playing definitely shows some weakness of them, and they took Marigan, so but this is definitely show the weakness. So if they if we had a force of will, which we didn't, we kept the Pyroblast because like they can counter their like Oko, Teferi, if they play Oko. I didn't see green, but they could be. Um, if you had a force of will, this is the spot that you would force of will the Arkham Duster. If they start like this, because it really shows their weakness. Against a Snowco deck, you definitely want to attack those weakness. Otherwise, we would easily just like lose. Game gets longer. Longer game goes. They will have more card, more. They have more advantage because they have more card advantages and more powerful threats and more powerful cards. Um, the for us, we still need to go under. After sideboard, we have more threats, so we can potentially fight with their power card versus our power card. But overall, we just like need to attack their weakness to restrict their mana, restrict their like frame. While we are trying to just beat them with our creatures and the planeswalker and the crosses, and get card advantage from Silver Library. We're basically the aggressor in this matchup. Intuition is very interesting one. This was I didn't something I didn't expect. Um, basically, like this is a card that like used to be played in the modern a lot in the modern Blue Red Phoenix deck, which plays a bunch of the cantrip spells and the cheap spells to just get the put the countdown and put the damage to you. It gains us 10, which is really good with Sylvan Library. But the decks like on the blue decks playing Brainstorm, Honda, they can easily put the like enough counters to make the every counter spells will be like 5 to 6 damage to you. So when we see this one, even if you gain 10 life, you're gonna still have to be really careful. I put myself in the real danger spot because I said, "Oh, I got 10 life, so I aggressively paid life." But that 4 life would have been hugely would have been huge. So I probably shouldn't have paid life. See, it's Swords Closure now. I forced it because they only have 3 cards, and I wanted this to be survived. Fine, they only have 1 card, and we have Sylvan Library to find more cards. But this time I did not pay life because I just realized what I did and just would have been really dangerous. So now I can play Crosses with Red Plus to back up. And it resolved, but also I have Pyroblast against like Teferi. They play Code of Cunnings, which is a very interesting card. But again, I just Pyroblasted. Um, it really saved us this game. I wasted the Volcanic because that's only their like mana source. I could have targeted Pandora in case they miracle the entry, and I probably should have. Red, they're playing red for the Pyroblast and the Arya frame and the few other things, but I really probably should have targeted the Pandora, so they would not be able to miracle into like a entry if they're playing this type of the deck like last one, you know. I should have expected everything, right, at this point. This one, it's kind of like it gives me the question like why they target the run on this pattern, but you'll find out in a momentary. Here's me make one of the one very silly play. I targeted this one. Forget actually that Fetchland could have such the Mystic Sanctuary and break this effect, and then they have the Savior. That was one mistake that I made. I had to play this one really awkward way. Now they forced me to just pop the reclamation, the not reclamation, pro like lyrical progenitors. So now I only have actually target of this one, which is fine still. I can still target this one. They play Orm Chant too, so they play many different things. But that was definitely a mistake. I lost here's the thing. I lost 2 damage and 2 gain 2 life, and they now have 5 counters, and they could just only have to draw 2 spells to finish us off. And like we could have easily lost this game because of that. So that would have been a huge punt. I countered their Ponda, but like we still have to take 5 damage. Now actually we are at 8. Their 2 spells can easily kill us. That was literally that was one of the like the mistakes that I made, and that like definitely some lesson to learn. Now they spring verdict it, but they have to target the Oko, so it saved us. So Oko basically prevented like 6 damage or 7 damage. Overall, this card carried us. But yeah, that's the reason why you really have to be careful what you target with this one. Especially when they have active petulance. Overall, we won this much, but definitely something to like remind about is just yeah, we cannot be really careful actually what you're targeting with the crosses, because when they have petulance, they can just, like make the trick like that, or they could have snapcast damage flashback. So the key is actually whenever you have option, exile the sorcery speed card, or something that they can like reanimate instant speed, or something that they can't Mystic Sanctuary out, or targeting, or when it starts like targeting actually just on your something in your own graveyard too. That's another option too. But you really have to be careful like what you targeting for. But it's something like a lesson that I learned. And again, I was this game I was being off about, but overall, we were able to 5-0. Very sorry to record, despite how poorly that I played this whole overall, but it shows how strong the deck is. It's Temur Delver still the one of the strongest decks in the Legacy, or the strongest deck in the Legacy, I would say. Like next to Snowfall. Snow variant has a lot of actually like variations though. But yeah, this is overall the all the matchup we went over for. The another thing I want to show you is Snowfall. I actually like this list a lot. This is a like this was in the showcase tournament. The Kogamo, the Kenji Tsumura, the Hall of Famer, the Japanese professional Magic player, was playing this list and he top played. Um, I also played against him like Swiss round and he beat me pretty easily. This has very solid matchup against Delver deck. If you want to beat Delver with control deck, this is definitely like I would strongly recommend. Have a Source Process, Iceman Corridor, um, and a Terminus. Very solid removal packages. And even this deck plays more counter magic, like counter spells, actual counter spells. Um, Archmage Charm. This is actually kind of like a some card that we haven't really seen often. Um, 3 mana, triple blue 3 mana seems really too much for the legacy. But as a one orb, it's fine card. It's cancel, instant speed divination, game control. But this is actually one of the abilities that we don't really look that close. But in legacy, especially this is very good ability because you can steal the 2020 like Dark Depths marriage talk. You can also steal Ace of Fire from distant taxes, which denies our like just like storage of the counter magic, and it also let them play tricky plays. So it actually comes up a lot. So it's good downside to Ace of Fire as a control deck is always good. Um, Three Force of Negation. This deck plays a lot of counter spells. So yeah, and the Shark Typhoon. Shark Typhoon is a very solid card. If you're playing counter magic, if you want to play instant speed game, Ice Bank, Shark Typhoon, yeah, can be counter. And then solid for like good old package. Overall, this deck is this list is very solid. Little kind of like hard pilot. I played a couple of times. I didn't play really well with this deck. So I could not actually for the full potential of this deck. Um, this card can be really good out for this type of deck because you can revive just like Astrave and the Ice Fang with the rim stuff. Yeah, and you can add characters, so you can just like bounce and stuff like that too. So you could just add characters on the mana base, and yeah, you could add this card. It can be I don't know what to replace honestly. Can replace some flex card in this deck, and this I'm not sure what to replace, but it's definitely the interesting one to yeah. And the side of both overall is very solid. You know, back to basics, just use that to just it's even good against Delver too. Yeah, overall, this is another deck that I would recommend if you want to play Snowball, but that's solid against Delver and solid against even another control deck. This, yeah, again, like more counter spells means actually it's better against another opposing control deck too. So, yeah, another deck I actually like, found interesting is this deck. This is sort of like a hybrid with Snowball with the Jeskai Menta, which is the this is kind of like the deck, just the little aggressive version of the Snow deck, I guess. You play again like Delver deck. It's like a basically Delver-less Jeskai deck. You still play Dorito Alchemist, leveraging it, and monetary mentor to just make a bunch of tokens and just you can go under against another snow deck, and you can also just you have solid matchup against Delver deck because you have many efficient removals with Dorotford and also counterbalance. Yeah, counterbalance is actually has been coming back recently. I've started seeing more decks playing counterbalance, and so is in this deck too. This is basically Snowco deck. with more like creatures like Dorothy Darkness, and they play counterbalance too. Reason why counterbalance started being good in this format is because of Dorothy Darkness. Because of Dorothy Darkness, because it's first got the like mainly one mana spell. Many decks playing one mana spells. Even control decks playing bunch of one mana spells, one mana cantrips, one mana removal spells, and counterbalance usually works really well against those type of decks. So if you really want to like have the edge against the like mirror match, or even against combo too. Combo decks playing bunch of the one mana spells, zero mana spells like Growth Speller, like LED, and the Brainstorm Honda. So counterbalance works really well against combo decks too. Overall, like even against Delver too. So overall, this now actually counterbalance is a very solid card. Have many matchups that you could play. Um, so yeah, like um, I may actually recommend taking a look about into this type of deck too. The if you wanna edge against snow another snow deck, and also at the same time want to actually beat Delva deck, because this deck is another deck that has solid matchup against Delva. Again, you have many efficient removal spells, and using Pyroblast in the main. This deck is really trying to beat the opposing blue deck, opposing Snowco and the Delva deck especially. Um, as they play actually Pyroblast in the main. Um, they still play Oko and Uro, which is kind of sad part of it because I thought the mentals kind. Okay. This hand is solid. I definitely keep this hand. Like possible days, brainstorm, the Delver. This is a solid hand. This is example of the hand that you want to have in, when you're playing Delver. So we have options like brainstorm, play a fetch land or like pasta town or play volcanic pasta town to brainstorm potentially. But since we already have possible days blue card, and I don't know what my opponent is playing, I would start with Derba this time. Almost like most of the time I start with Derba, where especially when I go fast and when I don't know what my opponent is playing. Like if I don't have a like an options, there are also like an argument to actually just pass the time with brainstorm, especially when you need to find the counter spells. You could be playing against combo like oops all spells just try to kill you turn one. They started with Snow Covered Island. It's like it could be Snow or Show there. Delva did not flip, unfortunate. That was terrible. So now just play second Delva and pass the turn and just keep the pitch. So brainstorm, pitch open. That's fine. I'm not gonna counter this one. Like okay. Upkeep. Okay, didn't know the flip. So Torrigan just on the stack. I'll just crack the pitch. Tropical Island. Let's see if I can flip this time. This time it flips and show the days. I don't like showing the days though, because that gives them option to play around it. But that's fine. Now would I play brainstorm to find more things? Answer is yes. In toward yes. But find it. Use green mana probably. So if I find the second another land fetch and draw it for ideally just that's gonna be the kind of thing. Or just do it this way. Find the lightning bolt. So what do we do here is putting Mandoril and lightning bolt on top so I can flip Delver next turn. Yeah, I think it's just putting Rand and the lightning bolt is also a thing too, but I can still put the Rand drop, so just the Mandoril and the lightning bolt on top. So I can flip next turn, and I still have double counter spells. Yeah, I'll do that way. Tropical Island and into Brainstorm. I could daze this one because they're definitely looking for something, but also like I could just use these two counter spells for their potential threat. If they could be playing Show and Tell, but yeah, I just resolve Brainstorm. Just try to counter whatever they play. I think. So we had a yeah, it's a yeah Show and Tell deck. Hopefully, like I like two counter spells enough. They don't cast anything. They don't have anything, or they okay. I put them in dead next turn, so they have to take action this turn if they really do. They play Cunning Wish. Um, so if I have to force the Cunning Wish if I'm doing it, but like then I put myself into this is difficult. Um, yeah, I force this one. Now they could just play Show and Tell and just kill us. Yeah, if they have it, they have it. Looks like they have it because they're thinking about it. Oh, they don't. Oh wow, very lucky. Looks like they did not have anything, and so just yeah. Okay. All right. Sideboard. Sylvan libraries. Yep. Um, Pyroblast, Red Elemental Blast effect. Frustastone. These are definitely in. The other stuff. I they could be playing and which one called defense grid. So ancient grudge upgrade is definitely in, like on table too. Um, their creatures will be kind of slow, so I can take I can trim down. Oko is kind of slow too, but it's still blue card and they can randomly just sometimes just to make 3/3 the miracle. Chain lightning, not so much. Lightning bolt, definitely not so much. Yeah, I could have cut probably all lightning bolt. Um, I can boarding upgrade, so in case they board in something, some creature or like not, but it's just flexible. But like I can probably boarding upgrade it. Um, I don't know. Wonder- they could be playing some creature too. What do you play? Like they could be playing Ice Fang. Because they play green. They could be playing Opal too. Graveyard hate might be also the kind of thing too. But I just don't want to overboard too much stuff. I might probably go with this one. Yeah, I just probably going with this one. Let's see how it's gonna happen. Yeah, it's fine. Hand like Pyroblast, one mana spell against one mana counter spell against them. Delver, also negation. It's very solid hand. I think we'll keep this one. I did not board out Wasteland because they could have like Posage. And they play a bunch of non-basics too, especially they play blue green version. It's semi-common there, I think. They double Marigan on the play, and they play Sanctuary. Okay, they play Sanctuary, so I could just bring in Blue Graveyard Hate if there's like actual game 3. Alright, I think I'm just like, I would start with Terrible. Yeah, I'm just resolve it. If I had the days, I would days it. Now, my question is like, see, if they don't, okay, I just probably waste on this tropical island, depending on what's okay. Mystery forest. Right, brainstorm into like some more better card or just like wastelanding. I think wastelanding is fine because I still have pyroblast on the post of negations. So yeah, just waste the tropical island. Reason why also it's good to wastelanding the tropical islands so prevent the Veil of Summer type of thing too. Because they definitely be playing Veil of Summer by playing green. Okay. It would have been actually better target for the wasteland, but like it's kind of pointless wastelanding here because then if they when they play this one, they have to get rid of City of Florida anyways. So, now if I play brainstorm here, they can respond playing intuition or cunning wish. So I may just probably not brainstorm here. I'm not in the situation that I have to look for the many cards right now. I have enough cards in the now actually yeah. The Sanya argument, I could play another Derba here. I could play another Derba, then same thing, just the Pyroblast, Force of Negation backup. Play brainstorm, then doing it stronger. But I think I just play aggressively in here. It could punish us, but like so they play Cunning Wish. They could have shown their but their hands they're way too few hands. So I just like I guess I'm gonna just like Pyro Blasting in here. Now, do they have a force like show and tell on the force of will and exactly like oh wow days didn't expect that one, but I probably should have expected anyways. Okay, do they have Emakru? Hmm. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to resolve it. Hopefully they won't find anything. Probably shouldn't have F6. Did they find it? Nope. Are they gonna lock themselves out? Because that would be nice. They do not lock themselves out, but they can shuffle. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. I can find the Pyroblast or Retirement Blast to destroy Omniscience. So what do we start? Start from the Preordain. Definitely not the libraries on the Ponder. I think this to just play around. Just get around. All right. This is not still Pyroblast, so I need to look for Doritos is nice, but it's little one turn late. I could play Doritos, then if they don't find anything, just huh, this is kind of tough decision because then within that one turn, if they don't find nothing, then I can just Doritos the Pyroblast. It may be worth trying in that way because Honda then shuffling Doro into Pyroblast is less likely. Yeah, might be. It might be just worth gambling in that way. What's the show? If not, then right. If not, but all right. F6. Found it. No, they did not find it. Yeah, and that way actually just because of Honda into like a just shuffle into Pyroblast is like it's pretty unlikely or like less likely, but like if you play Dirt Code and then just because they had to shuffle their library in the brain with brainstorm, so obviously they did not find anything. So the chances they may top deck the Emerald or they may top deck another cantrip, and they have to still find the Emerald. In the meanwhile, if they don't, then just Arcanist just destroy the Omniscience with Pyroblast brushing bug. So I think it's just correct way the approach in that way. Yeah, but we got lucky overall. That was a really strong actually start for them just after double marrying anime. But the waistlining in Torpus was probably correct because they could have just bailed someone too. So, but not actually like tapping out of brainstorms also probably right too because they could just respond in the cunning wish. But again, that's yeah, that's how scary the matchup against Shaw and Terra these days. Because we're playing Delver, supposed to be really good matchup on them double Marigan, and they almost got there. So, all right, this is the second match just before Corona day. Um, I had actually making on the inter shot. Um, um, I keep this one. I hate actually making it in short, but like we have some we have some flooding problem upstairs in our bathroom, so we call the maintenance. So I have to actually deal with this one. So um, we had a kind of flood. Wanted to have more threats, potentially like yeah, it's probably shuffle. Does really MTG or shuffle these days because I got same card. I hope it actually did shuffle. Chalice of the Void. This type of the deck. This type of the deck. Like force, then Wasteland, and then play Delver. I may probably prefer that. I hate Chalice deck. It's just waste, then Delver, and next turn on Dreadford. Okay, we get there. I don't know what they're playing honestly. Like it's Chalice of the Legend to move, so like it might be Urza deck. Outside the board accordingly, like in case they're playing Urza, like not Urza, like a Khan Eco or everything. So I bought in Pyroblast. If that was Eldraj, it would be really shame. But I pretend like I'm playing against the Khan Echo, so just I bought in accordingly. I think library is solid card too, and upgrade ancient. That's the kind of thing I don't get it. I'm not sure if I like upgrade that much. I like actually second ancient grudge better because it does flashback, it hits more. So um I may go like this. One, four, five, six, nine. Nine cards I have to go then. Like footing mandrills, it's so slow against this type of deck. Maybe one is fine. Um Days can be thrown on draw especially. Lightning bolt effect against Chalice deck seems really like not the best. I would like to take out this, but I don't also want to take out many blue cards either. So like that probably. I don't like preordain. I don't like much preordain either, but it's just take out one preordain because of Chalice. I may probably go on that way. Uh, it's the sound is pretty weak to Chalice. As much as I like to actually keep this one because of cantrip and stuff, because I'm on Doro, I may have to take Marigan because days seems like I didn't want that many days and the cantrips around. Yeah, as much as actually it's surprising thing, I still take Marigan. It's this hand is so weak against Charis. Okay, it's slightly better. I don't love it, but probably the ship the days back. Yeah, Monoris. Oh, it can be crowd post deck. Yeah, just resolve it. Ah, okay, that's it's still plays equal. Um, so on this untaps, uh, untaps Monoris. Alright. Yeah, definitely ancient grudge would have been that not that and such thing. Uh, Shuffle this one. I need to find the ancient grudges. One, yeah, multiple ancient grudge. Okay. Wasteland doesn't really matter because they have too much land. So I'm just um I gonna just have to continue find the journey, find the like artifact page. Those Arcans not the worst, but not the best. Two wastelands, but they have too many artifacts and stuff. If I find the ancient grudge would have been really nice, but right now I don't think I'm looking for it. Third hold is okay. I'm not sure it's still what I would keep. But I need the threads too, so tough decision. I keep third hold, I guess. Then next time, just it's kind of slow though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take third hold because I'm gonna have to have thread. Then yeah, still have to keep the mana pool. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Now would I actually like untap the Okay, so again, wasteland is not so much the point of it. Third hold. Hopefully, I will be arrived and then start third holding. If they don't play any other threats, or they copy the wasteland, that can be worse because they can start wastelanding our stuff. So we may have to like do something about it. But in the meanwhile, I can just ponder. Yeah, and just crash back and ponder. Crash back ponder to see what's let's see. No, I don't want any of these. I need to have. I need to have something. That's not. Yeah. Okay, so they copy in my wasteland and just how just just spread and finish the turn. I have a red elemental blast and force of negations backup. Red elemental blast for their like Ion, but like just I ignored all artifacts with mana boost thing. They can play what other thing like if they play just um anything I will be dead. So um right. Flashback preordain. Get another preordain. It's bottom, just preordain top. No, no. Ugh, so bad. Drawing so really bad. Good thing my opponent is not drawing so well either. Oh, don't play good cards. Oh no, 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 don't. No, Emerald, please. No. Oh, walking barista, whatever thing. Uh, 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 what am I gonna do here? Make them pay the mana, I guess, and doesn't really do anything. I'm just resolve it. They probably kill the Dreadfog. Alright, upgrade or Ancient Grudge. Upgrade or Ancient Grudge. No, and I did Force of Will too. Oh, this is terrible. Oh, that sucks. We did Force of Will. They're gonna able to kill us. Deals us. I'm gonna waste on the one of the round. That's the start. Wow, we top take the Force of Will. There's a chance they may not be even play the yeah. Okay, okay. They're playing Goros. That one I can just counter. Okay. Still, ancient grudge. The ancient grudge upgrade can still. We can still survive. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm gonna have to immediately do that though. I've been kind of top decking one turn late in this game. Okay, that's pretty good. It's pretty excellent card we got. But then we don't have a mana for the force of negation too. But we can have to play we can have to play for our stone. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to take this pass. That route. Don't like it, but just don't like not having force of negation backup. But we're gonna have to play the threat. I think. I don't like F6ing in this in this format in the legacy because we have force of negation, force of will. So please do not have anything. No, oh, that's yeah, this can be really bad too. So they are not playing the Urza. So it's safe to board out like red. Um, Frosta Stone is not so good. Preordain on the play it's probably fine. It's another source of blue. Now, yeah, definitely lightning bolt is not so good. Man Glory is that really that good? Um, so the graveyard, they don't really use graveyard much either. So just going back to actually where it was, maybe just boarding a couple of bolt. Library is still fine. Have a lot of mana anyways, so I just basically have to just go really fast, just and finish them off fast. I think that's our game plan is overall. I think, yeah, I go like this, just have the sort of game plan, basically just like fast game plan. Just kind of sketch out, but like have possible cantrip days. Just keep this on because at the lucky scenario, we can find second round dot hold and start getting advantage, and then hopefully it's enough. I don't really like Paris matchup, like matchups like that. It's not the worst matchup for Delver. Double Maringan. Okay. Okay, I did not find second round. I had to just shuffle. Okay, that's good. Second round. Now, I was still dazed. Probably still dazed. Charis. Uh, Still dazing it probably. Because this going monolith can do many different things, but also like turret hold. I just daze it because they double running on it. It's just it slows us down one time, but like um I don't know if it's light play or not, but just Foreign Sphere. Yeah, we committed enough for just countering couple of spells will be enough. Now Sylvan Library might be better option than just potentially cantripping. Because like again, uh, I'll see more card by doing this one. Because Dorito Code can be I can't actually like do the Honda if they have Charis. Okay, that works too. Uh yeah. That doesn't look really good, but I'm gonna have to take all right to just yeah. The thing is I can't play anything from my hand. Pretty bad. It is really bad. Because yeah, it's I thought it would be okay, but overall, just they have two Turing spheres. That was the issue. So I can destroy Turing sphere, then counter whatever they play. I think that's the option. Yeah, guess I'm gonna have to take that option. But I'll wait until they cast like whatever the artifact that is. Um, will I resolve this one? Yeah, then just destroy Turing sphere and later on. Would that work that way? Yeah, it should work in that way. Yeah, then just the forcible whatever they play. Okay. And just they can destroy my like round base, but I can destroy the Turing sphere. Then next time, flashbacking and destroying this one, I guess. Wrong way to go, but yep. So now, um, could play Hooting Mandrill to just attack them, but I guess actually it would have been better play. I think I was not really thinking. Um, they can see my hand, but like I think it's fine. Just to they might name the Oko, but that's about it. Yeah, they'll probably name the Oko. Yeah, we could probably play pudding monsters. I think just so I can just put Khan into bed. I think it would have been better play overall because I had the Sylvan library to filter out the library and the Honda and the brainstorm and stuff too. So yeah, I think it's just they named the wasteland, but like I think at this point the Oko would have been probably better. I don't know for sure. They also have a bunch of ancient tombs too, so like they may not be able to cast so much spells without actually just like dying to write potential lightning bolt, flashback lightning bolt. So, um, that then just brainstorm first. Yeah, just brainstorm first. See what happens. Then after that, ponder. Return the two turret hold. I think return two turret hold. Then like yeah. So return two turret hold. Then flashbacking ponder and then shuffle. Attacking probably still attacking Khan probably. So they're gonna be dead by like including Mandalus. Um, yeah, I think it's better. Did I miss something? No. I should give myself the option to brainstorm. Okay, that's fine. On the shuffle library, unless I find something, yeah, I'm happy shuffle this one. Okay, that's solid card. Another so two counter spells. As much as I would like to actually leave some cantrip spells in the like graveyard, I think it's safe to actually shooting Mandoril graveyard and then just have Volcanic Island open for brainstorm. And but I still have a double counter spells. I think I'm okay with this plan. So either their Khan's actually dead next time, or also they would be dead. I think it's we're in a good spot place. I think it's just a little bit. Now I'm actually in a position to even just attack them. Um, attack them. Engineering bridge, okay. Um, I think I would still use the force of negation, even though I could use that potentially, but because the force of will has more option. Um, so am I actually brainstorming fast? No, which because it's given. Like, I think we got this one then. Yeah, we got this one. Yeah, okay, okay. Yeah, I think having doubles counter spell is actually very nice. But yeah, it's just I don't know why I think about so much. It was I think it was a lot easier line than I thought, but um, overall like it was a solid game. But yeah, um, so yeah, I hate actually cutting off it's just in the middle, but like I said, gonna have to take care of the stuff in the house. Like it's just the maintenance thing. So I'm gonna have to be signed up pretty soon. If you all have any questions, you can hit me up on the Discord. Um, so it's basically it's what just overall just their bars, but I think it's like a new set overall. Just like this time, it has some snow like a theme, so it definitely have some like an impact to the like the format. especially just like the outcome last year was still the legal, and assuming it will be at least 64 another season, because they probably want to see like how it's gonna happen in the current time. But in the end of the day, just this was like on the session. And again, if you have any questions, please hit us up.